5, 5, and 2 on 7. So this is what it should look like. And it's the same thing that you have on your paper, only you marked it with X's. And now we want to find the balance point, and we do this by moving one counter from the left, one counter from the right, and we just move them back and forth one at a time. So I'm going to start with the left. It really doesn't matter if you start with the left or right. I'll just start with the left. So here's one move. That means I have to go to this side and I have to do one move. Now I got to go back to here, go to the outermost one move. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And if it works out beautifully, we get a balance point of 5. So that's how we find our balance point. Now let's see what that looks like on paper. Once we have all of our X's marked, we can do the same thing, only we just do it on paper. And the way I like to keep track is I cross out every time I move a data point. So we're going to start with this one, and I'm going to move it right here. And I make these little jumps, mark the X, and cross that one out. Then I do the same thing over here. I'm going to mark an X and cross it out. And I'm going to move this one again, mark an X, cross it out. It's a little bit time consuming and messy because you're writing and scribbling and writing and scribbling, but you should be able to do it if you're slow and careful. And then I still see I have these two X's out here. That's why we cross out the old ones once we've moved it. This is going to go here. And this one is one more move here. And I still get the same thing. So all my X's are lined up, and I know 5, my balance point, equal 5. Okay, let's try it again with example B. Again, put your data in order, and then we'll put it on the number line 2. Now sometimes it helps to cross them out so you can keep track of where you're at. Two sevens. And I'm going to put those points on my number line. I'm going to plot a 2, a couple of 4s, 5, a 6, and a couple of 7s. And I need to find the balance point. So let's try it with our counters. We'll have to renumber our number line, possibly. Let's take a look. My numbers are from 2 to 7, so it looks like my number line is going to work. I don't have to do any erasing and rewriting, but I do need to put my counters back on there. I had one on 2, a couple of them on 4, I've got a 5, a 6, and 2 7s. And now let's try and start moving them. This time I'll start from the right just so you see that it doesn't really matter which side you start from. So here's one move, one move, one move, one move, and it worked out nicely again. And I have a balance point of 5. Again, now it's not always going to be in the center of your data. It just depends. It just so happened that these two worked out to be the same number. So I'm going to, again, do this on paper so you see how it works with paper and not counters. Let's start moving. I'll move this here. And remember, don't forget to go back and forth from the outside. You work your way in. It's getting kind of messy. Just keep track of where you're at and go slow. And again, it worked out just like our counters, and our balance point is 5 again. Okay, so turn your paper over, look at the back, and we have some extra practice that you can do. Notice that the number lines are not marked. You will need to mark them. I've already done this, so